That's County Talk. It's episode 99 of the Pavis Perspective. One more until that 100th special episode that we will be putting out next Thursday night. You know what, George? I was thinking earlier, that falls on a very, very good game, doesn't it? It's Mansfield. Falls really, really nicely, that one.
Some would say lovely.
Lovely. Absolutely lovely. The dedication to this show. I'm not blowing my own trumpet here. 4 minutes ago, I was finishing mushroom soup, some little bits of like popcorn chicken bite things, and I'm here. I've rushed it, but I've got it. 4 minutes ago.
No way.
What are you saying?
Not 4 minutes.
How long do you reckon?
2 minutes.
2 minutes ago, honestly.
2 minutes ago.
Honestly. As always, thank you to Better Bytes Computers. You will see that link in our description. You will have seen the little graphic at the start of the show. Use the code Pavis Perspective for discounts on computer fixes and refurbishments. And as always, if you are listening back, please do give us a 5-star review on Spotify. And a massive thank you, as you see at the bottom of the screen, to our Platinum channel members and also our Bronze, Silver and Gold channel members that help us produce the content we do. George.
Tom.
A mixed one tonight.
A mixed bag, mate.
We have to chat about Colchester.
Yep.
And we have to chat about Swindon. On the face of it, Swindon the harder game, even though we're at home. We win the Swindon one, we lose the Colchester game. So we'll start and we'll talk about it. Colchester 5-4. I know there's lots of goals in Notts games. There has been ever since Luke Williams took over. And I know Colchester drew with Mansfield and beat Gillingham 3-0. But you know, last week when Ryan came on and chatted to us about Colchester, we have a 3-0 prediction. I'll be honest, in my head I thought Notts not conceding 3. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think we kind of have so much belief in the way that we play. And the 5 we conceded at the start of the season just seems so far away. And it seems like something that we sort of put to bed fairly early on into the season. I got to admit, on Saturday, I was out all day and I literally didn't look at my phone for about 4 hours. And I checked my phone. It was like 20-5, I think, when I got back to my phone. And I looked at the score and it was like 5-3. I thought, oh dear, what's happened here? I couldn't believe it. You just really didn't expect it, to be honest. But then I've sort of looked over the highlights now. Plenty of errors in there, plenty. Which, for me, because they're such basic errors, like one of the goal where Stones just passes it straight to their player, the goal where Baldwin sort of passes it back towards Brindley, but it just goes straight to their player. Look, in that position, it's easy to blame one player. I'm talking more Baldwin's goal here. Baldwin obviously made the error, the initial error, but the defending that happens after that error is also poor.
To leave that guy wide open in the middle?
Yeah. It's poor. But, I mean, it's one of those, isn't it? You win together, you lose together. Fortunately for us, as it stands so far this season, we're not doing an awful lot of losing. And I think it could be easy to sort of lose confidence in certain things and the way that we're doing things. Because there has been changes this season, quite a lot of changes, I think, in tactics, the way we play. It just makes you wonder, are we changing the way that we play a little bit more, per se, the team that we're playing? And it's more difficult for the players to adjust rather than sort of having a certain style of play and taking it to the opposition. I don't really know. It's a weird one, isn't it? But yeah, to go back to your sort of initial point, the conceding 5 was a big shock, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's easy to say now, but that was such a winnable game. Like, it was so winnable. We scored 4 away from home. If we don't give 2 shocking errors away, I know football doesn't work like that. And, you know, if we don't concede the first goal, it all changes the make of the rest of the game. But if you put it as basic as you can, if we don't make those 2 mistakes, we win 4-3.
Yeah, and that's got to get. I think that's what doesn't concern me too much. Look, if it was happening week in, week out, it'd concern me. But it's so basic. Now, passing the ball to the opposition is, it's basic. It's the first thing you learn when you're about 5, when you start playing football. Just don't give the ball away to the opposition, especially just outside your 18-yard box. But
whilst you're not in your 18-yard box.
yeah. But I mean, look, it happens. And the way that we play, we are going to invite pressure, and there are going to be errors like that this season. We've just got to face the facts. But if we can limit them as much as we can, and maybe if we do them, just try and keep it to 1 per game.
Limit your errors to 1 a game.
No,
Williams has been going mad.
No, I don't mean it like that. I mean it like, obviously, looking back at the Colchester game, there's 2 or 3 errors in there that pretty much led to goals.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it, just do it the once.
Just calm it down.
Yeah,
nearly 100 of you with us tonight. 98 currently that I can see. So evening to Jeff, Len, Martin, Ian, Dave, Samuel says evening. He's one of our platinum members. Jane, Jamie, Milton Hero, Stephen, Shane, Stuart, Dale, Ian, Roy Stern, TD loves trains. Callum just driving home, got us on in the car. He said. Seb, Maggie, Paul, Alex, John, Joe, so many of you, Ian, all joining us. So, yeah, get some questions in tonight. Will we have a Barrow fan for you in about 10 minutes' time? We'll see. We might do. Are we double bluffing? But our question tonight is, and it's a simple one: are you going to Goose Fair? Yes, no, or I live too far away. That's the question. Interesting one. Big tradition in Nottingham. So. Are you there? Have you already been? Are you going? But yeah, just did that little shout in the middle there of the Colchester chat. But it was so strange because I think I felt so deflated after the game because there was no point in the game where you could think, right, we're gonna mount a comeback here, because as soon as you got up from not scoring, it felt like they scored straight away. And I know there's a little bit of a gap between, I think, our second and their fourth, but you just think to yourself, we're building ahead of steam. Oh, they've scored. And then, like, who is it? Jody or someone, Macca, Jody whips one in. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, we're back in it. They score straight away.
What a goal, by the way.
What a goal. Weak foot as well. Weak foot. But yeah, it was just a little bit. I don't know. It didn't feel like a game that I was massively disappointed in, but I was also like, I was pretty good at the same time. I can't describe it. It's one of those where, as a football fan, you're there 9 goals and they're flying in left and right, and you kind of get like drawn into the game. And by the end of it, you're so drained that you don't know what to feel. But it is what it is. They went and lost to to Newport on Tuesday, didn't they?
Yeah.
It just sums it all up. It literally sums the whole thing up, because
the thing for me on that one is I think there's a little bit mentality creeping in there, that we're seeing a little bit of our guards coming down a little bit, because Forest Green and Colchester are very sort of similar in the way that they're probably on a bit of a turning a corner a little bit in terms of their form, and league position probably doesn't really give them justice as to how they play. And Dave Bracegirdle said it to Macca after the Swindon game, talking about we played Colchester, who were sort of near the bottom when we were playing them, weren't they? And it looked really difficult. But then we played Swindon, who are the highest scorers in the league. They're third. Well, they were going into the game. For the first half, we made it look easy. So I think there's a little bit of a mentality thing there for me. It's easy to get up for the games where it's an opposition, like a team that look like they could get promotion, or they're up there anyway at the top of the league. So it's a bit more of a moment, I suppose. But I hope we don't see that throughout the season. I hope that's not something that we're going to see sort of when we play like the teams lower down in the league. We don't perform as well, because sort of the last couple of times that we have, it's not been great, has it?
No, it's not. Chris says Mansfield are unbeaten, yet are behind as I'd rather lose a couple of games and draw them all. Definitely would. They're drawing a lot of games, but they are unbeaten. And you know what I'm like, George? I don't know who Mansfield have got this weekend, but I want them to stay unbeaten until they come to Medellin. I really do. I'd love that.
One of them's got to come to an end, hasn't it?
Yeah. And I hope it's not this weekend. I'm going to have a quick look who they've got, but I really do hope they're coming to Med Lane as unbeaten, because all the pressure's going to be on them. Like the only unbeaten side now in all competitions in England, well, the top 5 leagues or something like that. Let's have a look who they've got. At home to Wimbledon, not an easy game at all. Wimbledon flying at the minute. Flying. I was chatting to a few people. And we're going to chat about some opposition teams in a second, Bradford and Gillingham. But I was chatting to someone about teams that are up there at the minute. So it's not Wimbledon, Crewe, Stockport, Crawley, Swindon, Mansfield. Which of those teams do you still see being up there? Let's go through them. In 3 months' time, do you still see Notts, let's say, in and around the top 3 or 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Do you see Wimbledon still there?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't.
It's hard for me to comment, to be honest.
I don't see him there. I don't see Crewe maintaining it. Stockport have obviously won 5 in a row. I see them right up there, and I had Stockport winning the league. I think you had Stockport winning the league as well.
I think they're turned it on a little bit now, aren't they?
Yeah, that Louis Barry's class. Crawley, as miracles. I would go as far to say we had Crawley bottom, didn't we, with no hope.
Mm-hmm.
For me, and this might come back to bite me, they're safe already. They're as good as safe. Mm-hmm. Like, they can just pick up points here and there. They've already got a 13-point cushion on Forest Green and a 16-point cushion on Sutton. So I don't see them being there. Swindon, do I see them being there? Before the game on Tuesday, I'd have said probably not. After the game on Tuesday, the way I saw them attack, I'd say they'll be up and around there. They've just got so much quality, like the wide areas. Do you remember that the passage play where they played it through and all of a sudden it was just Aidan Stone against 3 of them and they crossed it offside? That was poorly managed by them, but
I'm not convinced that was offside, to be fair. But
no, I don't see where the offside was. And then Mansfield, I expect us to be up there. Gillingham, whoever they get up there, and Wrexham up there. So there's a few teams I think
Gillingham will drop off now.
Do you?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
What a ridiculous decision that is from the board. Ridiculous.
It's gone, hasn't
it? It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous. I'd love to know what's happened there. It must be more than just like a performance-based sacking.
Well, do you know what I read? I read some Gillingham fans saying that their performances this season have been shocking. And when you look at it, I don't know. I haven't watched enough of Gillingham. They've scraped a few results.
Are we losing the game a little bit though, talking like that? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know.
They're up there. They're a few points. I think they're 1 point off the automatic places.
Yeah, but they're in 8th. They're out of playoffs. Season finished today. They're out of the playoffs.
I think it's rough.
I do. I'm joking.
He's firmed them up, hasn't he? They're not conceding that many, other than Colchester, but I mean, so did we. It's just sort of a case of finding some goals, isn't it? I don't know. From my perspective, I think it just seems very, very bizarre. I've seen someone put online, you better hope that there's like a massive manager lined up for that position, because if not, I just find it strange. Yeah,
it's got to be.
Because fair enough, if you can say that the performances have not been that great, but if you're getting the result, you can't really complain.
No, you can't.
They've just not scored that many, but if you're still getting the points, I mean,
yeah. Nathan says, seeing Gillingham fans on that they don't like their style of play, surely it's the results which matter.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I think the board have done? This league's strong, and Gillingham are 1 point off second place.
Exactly.
Like they're outside the playoffs on goal difference. They're 1 point off second place. What I think they've done is I think they know they're in a good position. They don't think things are going well in the pitch, and they'll probably scrape some results. Now I think they think their mentality will be, we can keep them in charge and we'll slowly slide down the table in their mind, or we change it now while we're up there and someone can then kick on. That's what I think. But it's not as easy as that, is it? Because really not, no. he could alter those results. I don't know. It's a tricky one. It is a tricky one because we go to Gillingham in a few weeks. A new manager bounce. I think it's 2 weeks on Saturday. It'll be interesting. Stuart, I just want to say thanks for your podcast. Yeah, thank you, Stuart. I've just read that comment. It's a really nice comment to receive, obviously. And you aim to get down to Meadow Lane this year. Yeah, definitely do. It's rocking at the minute. And your mum's a massive Notts fan, so yeah, really sorry to hear about your loss. But yeah, thank you for the nice comment as well about the channel. So we've got Gillingham, obviously. Bradford. Mark Hughes called it. Called it at work. Spoke to someone at work. Tranmere fan at work, actually. Believe it or not. Well, there are Tranmere fans. We know they're Tranmere fans because I've had one on the channel. So,
are you going to bring the Barrow fan in?
Not just yet. We've got like 2 minutes. We don't really tend to. So, you've lost my train of thought because I'm thinking about the Barrow fan. Sorry.
You were talking to
talk to Tranmere fan.
United fan.
Tranmere fan. And I said at work to him, I said, who are you playing tonight? He said, oh, Bradford. I said, if you beat Bradford, Mark Hughes is gone. Nah. Come on. Get me on Sky Sports News. I knew it'd be gone.
I know where you work and I know who you work with, and there's no Tranmere fans.
Oh, so rubbish.
I know that conversation didn't happen.
You don't know where I work. They're sat 18th. 13 points. Again, they're not that far behind, but the results haven't been very good, have they? Let's be honest.
No. I saw a video last night, actually, of their fans sort of goading the players and Mark Hughes. Unsavoury scenes, Tom.
Unsavoury? I don't think Bradford will challenge this season. I'll already say that.
You think they will?
No, I don't think they will.
I know. I think I put them second, but here we are.
Yeah, I think you did. I think I've had them somewhere in the playoffs. James talking about Phil Parkinson, George. Should he be getting a bit tetchy? What do you think?
Nah.
No, poor against Mansfield, poor against Crewe. Lost to Stockport, no winning 3 for Super Wrexham. Did you see what I saw a tweet of Mansfield fan that said they're just Wrexham players just donkeys dressed as unicorns? Yeah, do you know what? That's that. I read that tweet and I thought that's someone that wants to get on the documentary with that tweet. That's what.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that they're doing all right.
Yeah,
they always find a way, and I think that sort of goes in Parkinson's favour a little bit because I think he's got quite a tight unit from what I perceive.
Yeah.
So I think if you sort of take him out of that picture in October, if they have a bad month, you risk sort of fracturing the group a little bit. So I think it has to go further than that. I think it has to go further. It'll definitely have a little bit of pressure for results because the team that they've got, the players that they've got, they should really be doing better, in my opinion. But that is what it is.
Yeah. So interesting. Lots changing around the league. And with a couple of blips on the pitch, we're looking fairly stable at the minute. Before we get our Barrow guest in, I'm going to say, do you stand by your comment last week that we don't want any more defenders in, or have you changed your mind?
No, I stand by it for now. For now, yeah. Watching the Swindon game on Saturday sort of gave me that little bit more. I don't know.
Swindon on Saturday?
Well, on Tuesday, sorry, on Tuesday. You know what I meant.
I didn't know. Let's clarify that.
Apologies, everybody. I forgot what I was saying. You've done it to me.
Watching Swindon. What about the defence? Because you were Swindon Grimsby on Saturday, weren't you? What about the defence?
Yeah, no. So we're playing a lot more long balls, aren't we? From sort of, Stone is anyway.
Yeah.
So I think naturally the defenders are having to defend a lot more. So they're subject to more attacks, I think. And I think they might be struggling to adapt a little bit. But I just feel like once Swindon was a really good defensive performance, but in a different way to what we were seeing sort of last season, in my opinion.
Bodies on the line.
They
had a good few chances, and I came away thinking, they could have scored 2 or 3 on another day. But also, they're top scorers in English football, so of course they're going to create chances. My only concern from that is two things. One, Aaron the man was the man marking the goal scorer. Can't happen when he's good in the air. And two, crosses we seemed very susceptible to, didn't we? I think. And I don't think we've got the biggest side. So I don't know. I just think maybe we just have to, I don't know, work on stopping crosses into the box. Martin said we need a left back who can stop crosses coming in rather than ask Jody to do it, Chickson to play it rather than wing back. It's so difficult, isn't it? Because attacking wise, we're absolutely spot on. You wouldn't say you'd change anything from wing backs to centre mids to strikers and attacking midfielders, but it does leave us like Aaron the man and Jody Jones aren't defenders. They're not defenders. They can trap back and they can double up and defend, but they're not defenders. And the issue is that when they're asked to defend and push back, they're not going to be able to do it like Adam Chickson can.
Disagree.
No, mate.
I disagree, mate. I think Jody Jones is class at defending.
Did you see the second goal? Colchester's second goal?
No.
He got completely turned inside out. The guy dribbled past him twice.
I think
Jody Jones is good. Yeah, but he's not as good defensively as Adam Chickson. But he gives more attacking wise. There's no way he's as good defensively as Adam Chickson. You need your head testing if you think he is.
Mate, Jody Jones has played some blinding defensive displays.
He has. I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
I wouldn't say he's a bad defender. I think he's quite good.
He's a bad defender.
I think he fits into the wing back role very, very well because I think he's as a wing back, you are going to be attacking a lot more than you're going to be defending, but you do have to have that sort of defensive thing about you. I think the thing that probably goes against both of our wing backs is they're quite small, so I think that gets exploited a little bit, like you were saying, from crosses. So the back post gets aimed for a lot, which you'll notice from crosses.
Well, that's how Swindon's, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So that's like our weak point, I think. But I don't know how do you resolve that? Because, like you say, I think attacking they're ace, aren't they? But it's just that those little bits.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Colchester isolated him 1-on-1, and their fullback was great, and he just had the beating of him. But attacking wise, you can't. I don't think you can't not start him because he's good. He's good defensively, but he's brilliant attacking. So it's a tricky one. Yeah, a few different comments. I would definitely keep the same formation. Right, should we get the Barrow fan in, George? Where's he gone? Where's he gone?
Tom.
They're on the list. They've joined Accrington on the list. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say, George, did I call it on Tuesday night?
You called it on Tuesday night, mate.
I said we're going to struggle to get a Barrow fan on here.
We had a couple, didn't they? But they couldn't quite make it.
Yeah. So with that in mind, Accrington are down here, Barrow are up here, because we're in contact with 3 Barrow fans that couldn't make it, whereas I had no communication from any Accrington fan. So they're not quite Accrington level. But what's this going to be? The 12th game of the season. And it's the second fan we've not managed to get on. Poor. I'm really sorry. We'll have a minute just to reflect on that. Okay, right. Into the Swindon game then. Let's talk a little bit more about that. Best first half of the season, comfortably. And I was going to try and find the top comment that was put in at 9 minutes. 9 minutes to 7. That's dedication. Jeff says, what a first half performance on Tuesday night against a very good team. And that's kicked it off, isn't it? Is it the best first half performance you've ever seen from Notts? Thinking of the opposition.
It's up there. I'd struggle to say it's the best.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's best.
But it's definitely up there for sure because they had quite a few good chances, I think, in that first half. But it was one of those. Obviously, that's the way the game went. But when we did score that first goal, you did sort of feel like we were going to go and score again. The momentum that we had in the first half was incredible, and I can't help but feel like it was spurred on by the fans as well. Like the atmosphere was unreal. Like at half time when the players came off, like the fans like roared them in. It was like you don't actually see that often. Like, we obviously clapped the players in and stuff like that at half time, but the reception they got at half time against Swindon was incredible. And to say as well, when they got 10,000 on a Tuesday night is insane. I cannot believe the engagement that the club has at the moment. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. I've said it a few times on the channel. I remember when I used to go down, when I first started going, I was probably about 7 or 8. Like the numbers were like around 3,000. Sometimes you get 2,800, 900, or like just over like 3,100, 3,000. It was mad. And like we're tripling that now on a Tuesday night. I'm talking about Saturday kickoff, 3 p.m.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah,
love it though. Love it.
Some debate in the chat about which half from which game was better this season. I don't think there was any better this season. Any better half of football this season. In terms of in the last few years, Wheelstone away first half was pretty good. We've scored 4 or 5 by half time. Chickson had scored 2. So I mentioned Barnet, 4 against Barnet second half at home. Yeah, there's some good performances in there, but I don't this season, none, I don't think. No, I don't think there's any.
Donny was pretty good, wasn't it?
What was?
Doncaster, but they were poor.
Yeah, they were
really poor. So
they were pudding.
Yeah, they were at the time. Yeah,
they were, but they're doing all right now. They're doing okay. Stuck with their manager. That's what you need to do. Gillingham and Bradford. Stick with your manager, and then you never know. I think Doncaster beat Gillingham or Bradford, didn't they? Crazy. Stick with your manager. But yeah, it was a very, very good first half. The cross from Didsey was unbelievable. And you know what? That's the worst possible thing. We scored 36 and we scored like 37. That's the worst thing for an opposition. Like, it absolutely knocked the stuffing out of them, didn't it? They did try, obviously, second half, and they'd been riled up by the manager, but they were realistically never going to come back, I think. Well, they got the first, and we weathered the storm for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and I was thinking, they could be here. And then it was done, pretty much. They had a couple of small opportunities. Maka scored the penalty. Maka scored a penalty. It was a good penalty. Makes you think he didn't take penalties last season. Who did? Ruben.
Yeah.
Who's taken penalties this season? Have we had a penalty this season?
Great question. I can't recall.
I can't. Someone is just going to say, yeah, we've had 3 penalties this season. I don't know. How many have we had?
Maka was saying in his post-match that I think McGoldrick is supposed to be the penalty taker.
Why do you think he gave it to Maka?
Because he'd already scored, maybe. He didn't say no, but it's probably because he already scored.
Yeah, possibly. It was our first pen.
By the way, McGoldrick's goal.
Yeah, I didn't think he was getting it. Did you?
No way. He looked like he was going to be stretching too much, but
yeah,
perfect. Great assist, great goal.
Yeah. Have you seen the little clip of Luke Williams on the sideline?
Yeah.
Oh, he just knows it, doesn't he?
Got the vision, mate.
He's got the vision. Maybe because it was 50th goal for Maka. That's amazing.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, good point.
Could definitely be because of that, and he wanted to get it.
How many games is that in, Tom?
59.
Correct.
I've been revising. 50 goals in 59 games.
He's flying, mate.
That's like you at 5-a-side, and you're in goal.
It's not about me, though, Tom.
I know. You're modest. You're so modest. Was it 58 games? Ian's put 50 and 58.
I'm sure it's 59.
I thought it was 59. I'm not sure.
If it's 59, we're going to look terrible, but I'm sure it's 59.
Okay. There you go. Question here: who went to watch Notts first, me or you, George?
I don't know. I've never actually had that conversation with you.
You're like 6 years younger than me, so probably me. I don't know. Actually, really good question. I'd have to ask my dad what my first game was if he can remember.
I went when I was 7, and that's I know I was 7 for sure.
I don't know. It was.
So that would have been 20 years ago. No,
I don't know. I'll have to ask my dad. I'll have to ask him, see what he says.
Get him on.
I'm not getting him on. No, he won't come on the show.
Fair
enough. Barrow.
Oh, it's 58, Tom.
It was 58, yeah. That's what we said, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it cut out when you said 58, and it sounded like 59. Barrow, then.
Ian's done, yeah.
For about 2 or 3, I didn't research that. George did. George asked me the question.
I had the audacity to say correct as well.
Like you knew.
I read 59.
Milkman said it's 59.
It is 59. I've read it's 59. I'm sure Knott's put it on Twitter that it's 59. We're getting lost in this.
This needs to be sorted though. I can't go. How am I supposed to sleep tonight? Knowing that,
probably won't, Tom.
I won't. I'm gonna ring the club shop up in a minute.
Let me have a look.
As if the club shop are gonna know, but they might. They might. Come on, let's have a look. But anyway, George, we used to have a little obsession in the National, didn't we, about the Barrow away? We always just talk about Barrow away.
Oh man, what day that was!
What a day that was!
It was one of them. It was one of them where we were on the road thinking we're going to lose today because they absolutely pasted us 3-0. Can you remember?
Yeah. Do you remember when the team news came out as well?
Yeah, and it was mad. That Scott Wilson was starting.
Yeah.
I can't remember the lineup now because it was a few years ago.
We had Joel Bagan starting. We had Tom Crawford starting. I think it was very, very interesting, wasn't it? 50 goals in 59 appearances. It is
59.
59. Yeah. What have
we did it?
We did it. I think it is 59, isn't it? We said 59. Oh yeah, I'm so confused. It was 59. Well done, George. Your research, bang on. Yeah. So Barrow, I think it's my first away game this season. I'm missing. I can't make it. I'm a bit gutted about it because obviously in really, really good form, but it can't be helped. I will be trying to get a little viewing of it. I think this is a really tough game. I know they're not doing that well, but I think this is a very, very difficult game. What do you think?
I think all games are difficult in this league. I'm going to keep saying it. So
you've been media trained or something.
I genuinely do. I think they all come with a different pose different threats, don't they?
Yeah. I think there's maybe one game I'd say is not that difficult.
Yeah, Tom, you didn't show any character there.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what it is? We just have so much belief in our viewers.
I know.
It's all let down, to be honest.
It's unbelievable. But yeah, I don't think Sutton away is a particularly tricky game. They're bottom of the league. It can't be that hard. They've only won one game, you know. Only scored 12 goals. That's shocking, isn't it? Yeah. But no, I think Barrow are decent. They're in 10th. They've only played 3 home games, haven't they?
Yeah, because
they had Morecambe. I'm sure they had Morecambe at home when it was the international break, and it was postponed because of international players for one of the sides. But yeah, 3 games at home, George, 2 wins and a draw. Not bad at all, is it?
Yeah,
not bad at all. Shall I tell you who they're against? They beat Doncaster 3-2 at home recently. After Doncaster have started to come in some decent form. Yeah. They beat Sutton at home. Who can't beat Sutton? And they drew with Wrexham at home. And by looking at the stats, they were pretty hammered by Wrexham, to be honest. But Emil Aqua scored in the 52nd minute to level at 1-1. I think this is difficult. I know all games are difficult, but I don't think Barrow is a very, very nice place to go and try and play football on.
It's a good drive, isn't it, Barrow? Remember when we went? Yeah. It's really, really out of the way. It's not even... What is it, like 3.5 hours drive, is it, maybe?
I looked literally the other day, and it said 4 hours. 3:59.
Yeah, it's a good drive. It's 8-hour round trip. It's a really, really, really good trip, that, isn't it?
Yeah. We went in your helicopter, didn't we?
Yeah.
That was my... Why?
Couldn't
you wait until this Barrow away? But no, I think it could be tricky. I don't see us losing the game, but I think it'll be very difficult. You knew what Barrow were like in the National League. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't really know what Barrow are like in terms of they were just wind-up merchants, weren't they? Celebrating in front of the Corp. They had John Rooney. Ooh, what a menace! What a little menace!
Yeah. They had that about them, didn't they? They were just, I don't know, gave you like that Sunday League vibes. Yeah. Like I remember at Barrow away, our fans were like goading John Rooney from a corner and he was giving it back.
He lost his head, didn't he?
Yeah. But at that time he was losing, so I mean, it is what it is. And I remember doing it to the subs as well, and they were giving it some as well. Like as they were warming up down the line. Unreal.
Didn't like losing to Notts, did they? But you know, they've been in this league longer than us. They're established now. What's this? Their 3rd, 4th year in the league. So they're a side that we've got to be careful of. I mean, where did they finish last season? they had a fantastic season, or the season before, didn't they? When they just come up, people have got them to be high. Am I right in thinking Gab Sutton's got them finishing second?
I don't know, mate.
I think
he has.
has.
I know he rates them highly. They finished ninth last season.
Yeah, I think he's got them finishing second. Ninth. How far out the playoffs?
Let me have a quick look.
Were they a good way out the playoffs?
Yes.
Yeah,
wow. Yes. The gap's massive from 8 to 9.
What was 7 to 8 gap? It was goal difference 7 to 8, wasn't it? Between Mansfield and Bradford?
Salford.
But
from 8th to 9th, so Mansfield to Barrow, 75 points. Barrow
75-point gap. That's incredible.
No. Mansfield were on 75 points. Barrow 62. So that's a 13-point gap.
I'd be surprised if that's ever happened.
Yeah.
From a playoff team to a team outside the playoffs, 13 points. That league literally split, isn't it? Yeah, they're 10th now. They're hovering around there. I'm just going to see who has it, if they have us favourites or Barrow favourites. They've got us favourites. They have got us favourites. I'm just looking. Is it everyone's got us favourites? Yeah, we've got someone's got us actually odds on to win. Some people have got us evens. Some people have got us just over. We've got 2-1 for Barrow, 3-1 as well. I don't know. I think it's going to be difficult. It's going to be really difficult. But we know what to expect going there.
Gets windy up there as well, Tom.
It does. There you go. That's it. Call the game off. Play at Med Lane. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. If we go there and get a win, I think it'll be a very, very, very good result. A win at Barrow, personally. Definitely. A very, very good result. If we win that, again, I keep saying it, getting points on the board ahead of Mansfield, Gillingham are going to have a new manager bounce, and Wrexham. You get points on the board as quickly as possible because we've already got a 3-point gap, so we could effectively drop a few points and still be there. Here's another saying, there or thereabouts, can't we?
Hey.
There or thereabouts. We've got Newport coming up as well. Am I dreaming that? Yeah, we have got Newport at home on a Tuesday night. So lots of games coming up. We play Saturday, Tuesday, and there's a little bit of a break. So there we go. Right then, let's have a very, very quick chat about Derby.
Okay.
Tuesday night, 2,500 Derby fans. Do you want to know what's crazy?
That's more than
that's 2,400 more than Wrexham bought last year.
Yeah, that's mad. When you think
crazy. Swindon bought 7 times what Wrexham bought last season. Did you see the documentary?
Was that the season before? No, the season before they got bought on it. I think they bought 72 fans.
It's 23. Yeah, but did you see that Wrexham documentary episode at Knots? They CGI'd the stand to look full. It was unbelievable. They just copied and pasted there was 103 fans, and they made the Cyril look full.
It's a joke.
Honestly, Disney will do anything. It is an absolute joke. It makes me sick. Yeah. So
Derby, Tom, you've gone way off track.
2,500. I just don't like it. Disney making out they bought more than 103. I'm not having that.
Yeah. Well, if my memory serves me correctly, I think the attendance for the Notts Wolves game was 1,900.
Probably. It was low, wasn't it?
Yeah, so for them to be bringing more than what our attendance was against Wolves in the same competitions.
If you work it out, they're actually bringing like a lot more. A lot more.
They're bringing 25 times what Wrexham bought last season.
Some of those Wrexham fans that got counted in the 103 were stewards as well. I'm telling you now. I'm not having it. There was probably 83. And they hadn't actually sold all the pies underneath. So when they did the count, there was actually some people trying to sell the stock in there as well. It's actually 72 fans. It was disgrace.
You're riling them up, Tom. Stop it.
Come on. Get me on that documentary. Right. I think it'll be good. I'm just excited to see how we fare against Derby. I don't really...
What do you think team-wise?
Not really that bothered about the result. Team-wise, Tips Nuakari, just so I know they're still alive. I'd have them in there. I'd have Chickson in there. I'd have Toby in there. I'd have Jim. I'd have Sam Austin. I'd have Junior Mariah. So I'd mix it right up. I'd have Luther in there again. Completely mix it up. And have Sam Slocum. What would you do?
I'd go for it.
Properly go for it?
Yeah, I would.
The way we've got Mansfield on Saturday?
Yeah.
Have Mansfield? Oh, this happened against Salford. Have Mansfield got a game on Tuesday?
Let's have a look.
You know what? I'm having a look. They have. They've got Doncaster. I was about to say football is corrupt. No, they have. They've got a game.
Yeah, I think we should go for it because I think it's just good, good for the players to play against clubs like that. And I think a good performance and result against Derby could do wonders going into a real, what's going to be an unreal atmosphere, by the way, against Mansfield. I can't wait for that game.
Yeah, I can't. Really can't. I hope I said it again. I hope they come into it unbeaten. I really do. Yeah, don't forget, if you are going to the Derby game, it's 7:00 kickoff.
Yeah, well said. Because I didn't know that.
7:45. Yeah,
you just assume, don't you? You turn up, it'll be half time.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, it is. It's a. You know what? I don't mind that.
And mind you, this is I'm calling this one early because it'll be on next week's episode. But Notts Mansfield's at 12:30 on Saturday.
Yeah. That's good. You've given plenty of notice there.
Notice, yeah. That's what it's all about, mate. That's what I mean.
It is. Right. I don't want to gloss over. I don't want to talk about that Papa John's trophy too much. Like, people are boycotting it, aren't they? Derby fans aren't. They're bringing 25 times what CGI Wrexham bought.
Unicorns.
But no, yeah. Donkeys in unicorn costume, whatever they were called. But no, it will be good. We've got episode 100 for Mansfield. I can't wait for that.
It's almost like we planned it, isn't it? And when we started doing it, it's almost as if we said we're going to get promotion. And when the fixtures come out, 100th episode.
100%. You've been absolutely had here. Says George knows his times but can't fix the clock. There's a rumour that he doesn't sit in that room anymore, Callum, because he can't actually take the back off the clock. He doesn't know how to get it down off the wall. It's shambolic.
That room is literally through that window there. It's a conservatory.
Yeah, I can't see the clock.
Yeah, it's still wrong.
Still wrong.
Of course it is.
Yeah. So, team for Barrow away. Do we go unchanged? Do we add a little bit of grit in there? Try and, I don't know. Do you put Jim in there? Do you mix it up with the wing backs? I'm going unchanged as well. You can't change it after that first half. It was so good.
The only change that, I think that we could potentially see, and I'm not just saying this from biased point of view, but putting Toby right wing back.
Against who?
Barrow.
Yeah. I like him, his option off the bench, because he's just
I do, but I think just to see if it sort of changes the approach from aiming for that far post.
Do you know the only thing I would say, like, to argue with that is Crowley and the man's link up play, like they've got it bang on, like spot on, spot on.
They have. You're right.
Nah, thank you so much for saying that. That's filled me with just pure confidence. Right, go to the question then. I think this has shocked me.
I think someone put some on your chicken bites, mate.
That shocked me.
You're giddy tonight.
I'm sat here 43 minutes of pure indigestion. I'm in agony. I'll be honest with you. I'm in absolute agony. I ate a full dinner with a side in about 3.5 minutes.
What a blow.
My jumper down here is just covered in mushroom soup. Like, go on then. What was the question?
Me?
Yeah. You're the poll man.
Oh, yeah. What he's on about then? You got to say poll. You got to make it obvious for me.
Sorry. Go on then.
So the poll this week.
106 votes.
106 votes, Tom, by the way. Have you been or are you going to Goose Fair? This one shocked me a little bit,
Shocked me.
23% say they live too far away. 12% said yes. And 65% said no.
Wow.
I went last night. I seen someone comment saying they think they saw me there last night. You probably did because I was there last night.
You're on the...
Went on the waltzers.
Did you?
Yeah.
I heard you used to be addicted to hook it up, didn't you? There's a toy you really wanted. Apparently you couldn't hook it.
Imagine having a hook it up addiction.
I've heard you couldn't actually get it. So, but no.
I'll tell you what I did do last night though. I got sucked in, mate. It was terrible. You know the basketball game where you have to. It's like it was like £5 for 5 balls, and then you obviously you get 2 in. You win whatever prize you want. And these teddy bears are massive. Like probably fill your living room massive. Yeah, well, not that big, but they're big. You get the idea. So I'm thinking, it's been the basketball team. I'll do this easy peasy. I had 5 balls, and the last one got it in. So I thought, I think I've got the knack now. So I did it again and missed them all. Oh dear.
Prize wasn't a new clock, Callum says.
Callum, let it go.
Let it go.
You're getting to me. You're getting to me.
Yeah, I voted no. I'm in the 65%. I'm not going. You know, I used to really enjoy it, but
I've got kids. That's why I go. I probably won't go if I don't have kids.
I thought you'd have kids at home. Wait, you owned it, yeah?
No.
Poor
Me?
for you.
No,
definitely didn't. Right.
Not me.
Get your score predictions in then. That shocked me. 12%. Get your score predictions in. And then we'll see how confident we are. Get your Barrow and Derby ones in if you want. George, I'm going to go.
Where you go?
1-0 Notts. That's probably a very silly one. 1-0 Notts.
Okay. What then? Come on.
2-0 Derby.
2-0 Derby?
Yeah.
Who's scoring for us against Barrow then?
Macca. Go on then, what are you saying?
About what?
The score. Come on.
Score predictions, right. Barrow.
It's silly.
2-1 Notts.
2-1 Notts. And Derby?
Macca to get 2 goals.
Love that.
Derby, I'm going 1-1. And then we'll win on. It goes straight to penalties, doesn't it? After the 90. We'll win on penalties. Yeah.
David, who loves Barrow so much, he's changed his surname. Has gone 2-0, same score as last time. Barrow and Furnace. We've got 2-2, Macca Brace. We've got 2-0 Notts v Barrow. I'm going to come off the stream and laugh at that joke if no one else does, because I found that really funny. 3-1 Notts. 2-0 Macca and Crowley.
Was that a joke?
Crowley header. Macca and Crowley 2-0. I don't think it was a joke now. Still at 2-1 Notts. 3-2 Notts and 3-0 Derby. Yeah, I can see Derby win. We've got a 3-1 Macca and Didsey. We've got a big score. Big score. 7-1 hat-trick Toby Brace. Crowley diving at a Palmer side foot pass. Also Chicks and hat-trick Toby Brace. I was going to say, where's your Chicks and hat-trick? We've got 2-0 Barrow and 3-2 Derby. Tipton and McCorry. Imagine like McCorry scores and then rips his shirt off and like runs the length of the pitch or something just to say, I'm here. I'm in the team. 3-1 Derby. O'Brien goal. We've got a 4-1 Notts. Macca and Crowley both with 2. 2-0 Notts. 2-0 against Barrow. 4-1 Notts. And that's why I'll leave it there. It's been a longer episode. It's nice. Say we didn't have a Barrow fan now. It's been a long episode, hasn't it?
It's your jokes, mate. They've padded it out. It's been dead funny. That one at the end, it got me. I laughed my head off.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. That's actually made my Friday. That made my Friday. If you are going to Barrow, obviously it's a very long trip. Safe travels there. Please bring the 3 points back with you. Yeah, as I've always said, it does take a while to get there, so hopefully you are rewarded. And then obviously Derby, interested to know if we bring as many fans as Derby do to our own home game on Tuesday night, but they're going to be there in numbers. Be nice to get a win there, but ultimately it's just, I think, something Williams might see as a little bit of a distraction from the league. Thank you for joining us again. Big numbers on a Thursday night. Episode 100 next week. Definitely be there for that one. And as always, please don't forget to like the video, comment anything else you think of, and please do subscribe to the channel.